AP made this.
Can't just walk up in no store, they be recording me. I walk around empty, feeling like I got some type of hold on me, but I don't let these niggas get no more of me. I ain't broke no more, I got the type of money get you floor seats. But everybody want a piece, that big store to me. You may have fooled me once or twice, but I won't let you no more. I got everything I wanted, but I'm on it, look blind. What the fuck are you complaining for? LA with a padded, I don't pay my taxes. My bitch the baddest, her ass the fattest. I be swerving through LA and whips that be the fattest.
What's up, guys? I'm Landon from Shoeware, and today we're checking out the Under Armour Future X in this Halo Gray colorway. So if this is your first time checking us out, feel free to drop a follow or subscribe wherever you're watching and give this video a like. We would greatly appreciate that. So checking out the box and the price just really quick. There's nothing too special on the box. I mean, you're just going to get some Under Armour branding just on that black box in a few different places. But looking at the price for these are going to retail for $120, which is not a bad price at all for a basketball shoe, so I did like that. So checking out the appearance for these, this is the Halo Gray colorway for this Future X model, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually do like these shoes a lot. For whatever reason, I just really love the strap on basketball shoes. I think it gives them a nice touch, and you know, most of the time it is going to help with performance too. So you can see that there is a texture difference from the front just to the back of the shoe. I'm going to get more into that here in just a second. Then you're also going to see some Under Armour branding kind of pop up on the heel, kind of on the tongue, and then also along the inside of the shoe on the midsole. But the strap is by far my favorite piece about this design. And on this specific colorway, it gets like a greenish, like purplish kind of tint, almost like an iridescent look. And, you know, without these would just be like simple gray and white, just no fun. So I mean, they did make this model pretty simple on its own, I will say that, but they still did enough to get my attention. So I mean, I guess well done by Under Armour in my opinion on this Future X model. But now let's go ahead and see how they hold up on the court. So now looking at the materials, these are going to get a mesh upper that's meant to keep this shoe extremely lightweight, and it definitely does that. The Under Armour Future X model only weighs 382 grams for a size 10.5, so that is going to make them one of the lighter shoes that I've played in. And I mean, just holding them in your hand, you can just tell compared to some other shoes that, you know, these are going to be super soft, and you get the same, not soft, light, and you get the same idea kind of playing with them, you know, on the court. So I definitely did like that aspect. And then along with that is going to be some really nice ventilation for this like model. I mean, just to allow your foot to breathe, and that is going to come, you know, from the upper not being closed off or anything like that. And then looking at the support for these actually hold up really well for this category, in spite of like them being a pretty low design. And then you're of course going to have that midfoot strap that's going to be, that I referenced like, you know, 20 times at this point now, I think, but that is going to be there for some good lateral containment. And then you're going to have a P-back shank in the midfoot too to provide some extra stability, and the responsiveness does get a big boost from that technology as well. And I was a little bit nervous the first time that I picked these up because I could just tell the shoe was definitely light, and I wasn't really sure, you know, initially on the quality of these upper materials. They did feel pretty thin, and you know, this is a cheaper model, so I will say it's not going to be anything premium as far as the feel on this Future X design, but I haven't struggled with them so far. The materials and the support have been pretty solid. So now checking out more of the materials and the performance aspect, and starting off with the cushioning, these get Under Armour's new UA Flow cushioning technology, and that's similar to what's being used in Steph Curry's line right now, and that's meant to be super light, bouncy, and give you insane grip. And we're going to get to that last part here in a second, but the cushioning is definitely nice on this model, especially for a $120 shoe. I do always come back to the retail price because, you know, sometimes that does put limitations on just how a shoe can and will feel to play in, but honestly, I don't have any complaints about the cushioning on this model. It is pretty comparable to the Curry 9s, I'd say, which in my opinion is a little bit more stiff than the Curry 8s. It had pretty much the same exact cushioning setup, but I mean, these are going to be really responsive though. They're going to be good for making any types of moves. Just the insole doesn't have a super soft feel, but it is going to be good enough to protect your foot from that impact whenever you're landing from a jump. So not a bad feel for the cushioning on these, just nothing too special either. So to finish off with traction, these get Under Armour's UA Flow outsole that's supposed to help you start, stop, and cut faster than ever before. That's what Under Armour says. And you'll see that these are going to have a randomized traction pattern, no arrows or lines at all, like really within this design, which is pretty much what they have been using on the last few designs now. Just to kind of bring it back to the Curry 8s and the Curry 9s, they are going to have the same setup, and it is just stellar. Like, I don't know how else to put it. These shoes grip the floor insanely well from what I've been feeling, and you know, it's up there like in the lines of like Puma, what they've been using on the Bellow Ball, the Fusion Nitros. Like, you know, some of these shoes are just like killing the traction game right now. I'd honestly toss these ones into that group. And you know, I have seen some people say that, you know, they're a little bit inconsistent, and they just haven't played that way for me at all. Like, These stick to the floor really nice. There is no rubber in the outsole though. Under Armour still is going to describe them as durable, but you know, I would have to test them out outdoors, which I haven't been able to do yet. And I'm just not sure that the grooves are going to last very well on like a rougher surface because the foam does feel a little bit soft. But to finish off with sizing, these do fit true to size for the length and for the width. Nothing really sticks out for me to, you know, recommend going a half size up or a half size down. But, you know, overall, I am actually a big fan of this FUTR X model. For the price of $120, you get a really nice traction setup and just a traction feel. You're going to get good cushioning and support all the way around, and you know, the shoe doesn't look half bad either. So, I mean, this shoe is definitely going to be making my playing rotation going forward. So if you're interested in buying these shoes and you want to support our channel, just click the link on screen or just check out the link below or in our bio. But that wraps up this review. Until next time, I'm Landon from Shoeware. Peace.